Hey, good evening, Professor and classmates. First off the top, I just wanted to wish everybody the best of luck after graduation. This is the final presentation of the final class, and I gotta say, I am psyched about graduating in 15 days. So here today, Rory and I will present our WebServ metrics application, and I'm going to pass it over to him to discuss the build process.
Yeah, so I just want to quickly go over what our application needs in order for it to run. So as a prerequisite, similar to our last videos, we need to have several software platforms installed in order for our application to run. We need a PHP sysinfo, some sort of web server between IIS, Nginx, and Apache, a database system using MariaDB, and PHP for the internet process. So once our build script is run, we check what type of operating system is on the local machine. So it's between a Mac OS or Windows, which will give us the ability to know what is installed or what web server is installed, so we'll know what the web root directory is, because that web root directory will need it in order to save our WebServ metrics folder from our repository. So once we understand what operating system is there, along with what web server is installed, we'll be able to move the WebServ metrics folder from our repository into the web root directory based on whatever web server is installed. After that, we want to make sure that MariaDB is installed. So the end user will have to input their server name. It'll default to localhost, username, and password. And just FYI, the password will be protected. And after that, we'll be able to save a PHP script called MariaDB connection, which should contain all the information needed for this application. So once all that's said and done, the build process is complete and we'll be able to use our application. Go ahead, Kerry.
Yeah, thank you. So in front of you now, this is our WebServ metrics front end. Just to point out on the left-hand side here, you'll see these little graphs, just like it did right now. Every 30 seconds, it checks the CPU load, the current memory, and the storage usage. So this front end is using JavaScript to communicate with the back end, and the APIs are written in PHP. And then we used a PHP library called PHP sysinfo to grab whatever metrics we wanted from the server. The idea was to have WebServ metrics act as a quick app for an admin, like a web admin, to see the status of the server that their website was running on. So the graphs are color coded and front and center. So right away you could see, like, this is an AWS server we're running on, and it's the free tier, so it doesn't have that much memory. So if you hover over it, you can see current usage is 94%, and it's in red because that's definitely high. At the top, we have metrics such as the server name, the OS, some information about, I can't remember what this one was, but important one is uptime. So right away you can see we started this app about 6 hours ago, almost 7 hours ago. You have the IP address, and then how much information you've downloaded as well as uploaded. Then we come down to the graphs. So again, on the left is the current stats, and that runs every 30 seconds. And it's going to save, each time it runs, it saves an entry in the metrics database here. Let's move this out of the way. Okay. And so you can see that we've got every 30 seconds, it's saving the statistics. And after 15 minutes, it will average out these statistics and save that average to the 15-minute average table. So you can see today, since we've been running it, it'll save it here. And then from this table, After an hour, it'll grab the 4 entries, average those out, and save them to the 1 hour average table. So we can see our entries here for the past 6 hours. And what it would do then with those 4 entries from, say, the 15-minute average table, it'll delete them. So that way the tables don't get out of control. If you have this thing on for, days, weeks, months, it'll keep the tables nice and trim. And then, of course, the 1-day average will grab the last 24-hour entries, average those out, and save that in here. Let me go back to the front end.
Kerry, if you don't mind if I interject real
Sure.
quick. I just wanted to emphasize on our idea behind this project. Kerry mentioned before that we wanted to have an application that's meant for a database admin, and reason why we kind of wanted to go with this version is because during stakeholder meetings, they typically don't want to have to take too long or look at various data points that are too detailed. So having this type of interface showing, like Harry mentioned, 15-minute, hour, day average, it will showcase a high level, showcases the high level data points of what would be needed in order to present information. And if need be, what Kerry was showing before in the tables, if we have to dig deeper into the details, then that's when we'll kind of maybe talk a little bit more of what the application is doing behind the scenes. So go ahead, Kerry.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. Because to add on, we were thinking of this as an app that a small business might use. If they had I don't know, a little, what is it, Shopify site, or I don't know, one of those other e-commerce sites, then they could just sign in, quickly get an idea of how the site was doing, and then based on the averages, right, say over a day, they could see how the site was doing overall.
Exactly.
We decided not to save data past a day, because at that point it's kind of stale, so wouldn't really be any point for that. So yeah, so current is on the left, then we've got our 15-minute average, third column is our 1 hour average, and then the final column on the right is the 1-day average. Like I said, they're color coded, so red I think is 75 and above, orange is 50 to 75, and then green is from 0 to 50, I think. And if you just hover over it, it'll tell you how much is currently being used, or the current load. And I think that's about all we have for our front end at this point. And basically you can just leave this on, running in the browser, and take a peek at it whenever you need to. And,
Yeah.
That's all I have for covering the front end.
Yeah. That's all I got too. So thank you,
Yep.
class. It's been a pleasure reading through all your discussions, even though we weren't in person. But I really do wish everyone good luck in their careers and future.
Yeah. Congratulations, everybody, and best of luck out there.
And thank you to Professor.
Yes, definitely. We will catch up with you guys later.
All right. Take care.